Hi, I'm here with Amy Ippoliti, who is one of the amazing teachers who will be at Wanderlust New Zealand and Wanderlust Australia. She's at Auckland and is it Sydney or Melbourne? Let me see. Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah. So Amy is a yoga teacher, she's a writer, and she's the founder of 90monkeys.com, which is an online professional development school for yoga teachers and studios. Amy's also a faculty member at the Omega Institute at Esalen and Kripalu. She started yoga at 16, which is pretty, I wish I'd started yoga at 16, began teaching at 27, and is now a regular presenter at Yoga Journal conferences and, of course, Wanderlust. So welcome, Amy.
Thank you so much.
Have you ever been down to New Zealand and Australia?
No, it's been a dream. I've always wanted to go, so I'm really looking forward.
We're looking forward to having you come down, but I imagine that some of the audience won't necessarily know a whole lot about you because we are a little bit removed from the North American yoga scene. I think it's at least a 12-hour flight. So let's just start a little bit back at the beginning. What first grabbed you about yoga? Like I said, you started at 16. I really wish I'd started then.
Yeah, I was quite a seeker when I was young, mostly because the girls in school were so mean that I felt like I needed to be antisocial because I couldn't keep up with the popularity contest in school, and so I was drawn to things like, well, who am I, and what is this life all about? Because I was basically alone and sequestering myself at home in high school, working on my studies, and I happened to stumble upon the Tao Te Ching, which is an incredible book. Spiritual book, and I read that book cover to cover, and then my mom said, would you like to come to a yoga class with me? And I said yes, and I went, and I think I was mostly drawn to the more I guess the aspects of knowing who I was, and of course the stretches felt great, and I was already I had been a gymnast, so it was a beautiful extension of that because I was not doing gymnastics any longer by the time I was 16. So it was a nice way to get both the physical, but more importantly, that piece of knowing who I was and discovering myself.
So right from the beginning, you had an understanding or an idea that yoga was far more than just the physical postures.
I did. Yeah, and I thought it was out there. I was like, this is far out. It was like, whoa. I mean, my teacher was really out there. This was the 80s before there were sticky mats.
Right.
So it was like shag carpet, flow and glow, meaning like do warrior one. Okay, rest in child's pose. So it was quite different, and I knew there was much more. There was a great mystery to it, and I loved that about yoga, the vastness that was there. Yeah.
So you started in is it the Sivananda tradition? Is that right?
I learned later that yes, it was more of a Shivananda tradition, and then after college is when I discovered more Jivamukti based and Vinyasa style yoga.
So Shivananda is an integral style, isn't it? So you are getting far more information about all the other aspects of yoga.
Yeah, although the practice I was doing was pretty physical.
Was it?
It was quite physical, yeah. Yeah.
So did you ever think you were going to be a yoga teacher? Like I read somewhere that you signed up for your first yoga teacher training and you only signed up to deepen your practice, right?
That's right. You've done your research.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really was like, I just want to, have a yoga lifestyle. I just really wanted to be a yogi. And I felt like going to 90-minute classes wasn't doing that for me. So I felt, I'll do this teacher training and I'll have the yoga lifestyle. But I'm not ready to teach. I'm only 26, and I just didn't think I was worthy to teach. I'd been practicing only 11 years at that time, and I thought, there's no way, me. So it took all the guts I could muster up to approach Cindy Lee, who was my teacher at the time, to say I want to apply for the teacher training. And she was so delighted when I did come up and ask for the application that I got a lot of confidence. Oh my God, she reacted positively, Then the very first night I said to her, I just want you to know this was great, but I'm only here to deepen my practice and learn more about yoga. I don't think I'm going to be teaching yoga. And she was like, shut up. She was basically, shut up. You're going to teach yoga. That's what she said. And then I was like, oh, so the minute somebody believed in me, I got the confidence and I knew that I was going to teach when she said that. I just needed somebody to believe in me.
Yeah.
So,
it's interesting that you'd been practicing for a decade, more or less, and yet you felt like there was no way you were ready to teach, and yet now people are entering teacher training programs, sometimes with less than a year under their belt.
That's right. That's right. The culture has changed. The culture back then was very much, the people that you saw teaching yoga were either they'd been doing it since they were teenagers or they were much older in their 40s and 50s, even 60s, and they'd been teaching for a while. So the culture was very, very different, and there was a culture of studying and of really going after it. And in fact, most people in India wouldn't even be given a mantra till 12 years in to learning from their teacher. They wouldn't even be initiated until, with certain mantras or advanced mantras until they were 12 years in. So the culture was really, really different. And I think now the interests with yoga in the West, the interests are more in the physical. So we see a lot more of the focus on asana and the acrobatics of it all. And that's beautiful. That's a wonderful evolution, you could say, or it's a shift in the culture. But I'm still a huge advocate for all of us realizing that there is so much more, that there is such an infinitude of wealth of information, life skills you can pick up, stories and mythology that you can apply to your own life so that you can handle life's challenges and make them into opportunities. When you delve deeper into asana, into philosophy, into pranayama, into meditation, there's so much history and richness to yoga. So I'm still a huge advocate, even though the culture has shifted, and there are people that are starting to teach right after a year of practice. I don't think that's bad. I just think that perhaps they're not teaching the depth and the breadth and the width of what yoga has to offer. So there's that.
Yeah, I can see that, because it has been a bit of a passion of yours, isn't it? This idea of thorough education. Is that why you started 90monkeys.com?
That is a big reason, yeah. I think, most people when they graduate from teacher training, they either feel one of two things. They either feel, oh my God, I know nothing. I got to get cracking here. And they want to delve into the depths of yoga. And the other person comes out of teacher training and says, yep, I got this. Now I know how to teach. Well, you know how to teach maybe this much. But in either case, the latter is a little more unfortunate. I hope more people come out sort of going, wow, this is so mysterious. There's such an infinitude of information I don't know about. Either case, we recommend education. We recommend that you continue to educate yourself, and we seek to fill the gap between where teacher training leaves off and the real yoga begins, the real teaching begins, and all the things that you need to have under your belt in order to be a professional in yoga. So we fill that gap. That's our mission and vision.
I like that.
And even advanced practitioners can benefit from some of the courses as well. Yeah.
So how do you bring this depth and breadth into your classes? Because you're teaching primarily asana-based classes, but it is one of the things that I keep reading about you is your ability to take, the hugeness of yoga and bring it into a regular posture class. How do you do it?
That's sweet. Well, it is limited. We don't have the amount of time we would have, say, if we had a month-long intensive together or a week-long retreat. But in a short class, there's less that we can really cover. However, we can get a hit of many things, one of which is a beautiful flow, beautiful practice and feeling in your body, but also what I love to do is give people some tools that they can walk away with in a short time that they can apply to their practice over and over and over again, something that would revolutionize their practice even just in one little move
Mm-hmm.
or one little way of aligning the body. And so still give a great experience in the moment of a full body experience and a full spiritual experience and an experience of the breath.
Mm-hmm.
But with one or two nuggets that will always stay with your practice. That's my goal when we only have the short periods of
It's
time.
only like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's exactly, like I've signed up for 2 of your classes in Auckland, and that's exactly what led me to do that. When I read your description you've got a class called Simply Irresistible, hamstrings, hips, and lower back. And I can't remember it word for word, but it was something along the lines of, I will give you 1 or 2 little nuggets, like you said, that will unlock that area. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. I'm so there. Because my hamstrings are still tight after a decade of practice, and my hips still feel like, they need some love. So it got me excited. I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. What secrets has Amy got for us?
Yay, that's great.
So how would you describe your classing? Beyond the word of style as such, is it more alignment based or vinyasa based, or how? Yeah, when someone says to you, "What do you teach?" or "How do you teach?" What's the blurb you give?
It's definitely a combination. I'm a huge fan of vinyasa yoga in terms of when we're having an experience together. It's beautiful to coordinate breath and movement. Mm-hmm. As I said, it's essential to my original background, but I've also had many, many, many years of therapeutics and alignment study. And so in a short time, I try to really do both so that you get a sense of what's out there, what's available. When there's a more than an hour and a half, we break it down more. We break down poses more. We might workshop things a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So for example, at the festival, we'll probably do just a nice combination of some alignment nuggets you can take away, along with definitely a vinyasa flow. Mm-hmm. When I'm doing teacher training and workshops and so forth around Australia, etc., we'll get a little bit more time to really dig into some of the alignment, hands-on adjustments, things like that. So, yeah.
Awesome. So you're teaching in Auckland. You're doing back bending unleashed, and the Simply Irresistible one on hamstrings and hips. So for people out there who are thinking, maybe I could go and do one of Amy's classes, how experienced do they need to be? Like, do their back bends have to be amazing? Are you going to be doing some full-on ones? Or, what kind of level do people need to be at?
I think any level can come. Any level is welcome. One of the things I love to do is have people who are very new to yoga or are stiffer in the same room with those who are incredibly advanced, because they teach each other. And the reason that they teach each other is the beginners or basic level or even stiff folks tend to welcome the more advanced students into a practice of patience and perhaps even looking at the fundamentals again. Because when we look at the fundamentals, we actually can go more deeply into our poses. We can be more advanced. Mm-hmm. Similarly, of course, the advanced student can sort of usher the newer students or the stiffer students along with their experience. They can share their own knowledge. Even if it's energetic, they're not even talking to each other. There's an energetic exchange that goes on. So, and as a teacher, I'm more than psyched to welcome multiple levels, because I'll always give an alternative. I'll always show you how you can modify, so that if you're like, I shouldn't be in this room. No, you should be in the room. I want everybody to feel worthy to be in the room, because there's just no, it should inspire you to be in the room or fire you up. If the back bends are too big and bodacious, then that's information. Wow, I'm really stiff, or wow, I've really not been practicing that kind of pose enough. It should just give you gentle information. It shouldn't be a way of making you feel bad about yourself. So I welcome all levels, and I welcome that opportunity to look at ourselves and go, where am I at? And what does this tell me about my practice and where I want it to go? I've even had a woman say, I don't want to do back bends that deep. It's like, good for you. By being here, you had that revelation, so it's welcome to all. Yeah.
I like that. It makes me feel like, I can come and do it. Because
Yeah, totally.
So the other class that you're doing, you're also teaching in Melbourne. You're doing a class, Simply Irresistible, as well. But Shine On You, Crazy Diamond. I love that title, but I've got no idea what that class could possibly contain.
Well, it's one of the things I love to teach is how to strengthen and stabilize when in asana. So much of asana can be about hypermobility, and you can't really get flexible unless you first stabilize and you first have some strength. I have found that by strengthening my hamstrings, for example, that I'm able to bring my feet closer to my forehead in scorpion, for example, because it's like, you know, the hamstrings are contracting. I also find many of us in yoga have difficulty with our sacroiliac joints being unstable, so that I'll be teaching some things you can do to stabilize. We'll do a lot of core, which will prepare you for poses like inversions and hand balancings, which we'll also do. And then from a theme perspective, it's a beautiful opportunity to look at our own vulnerability and how our vulnerability can help us be more real and more approachable and to love ourselves a little bit more. And also to get the help and the assistance and support that we need from those around us. So it's going to be a beautiful opportunity to refine ourselves. And then, so that's why it's Shine On You Crazy Diamond, because when you strengthen and you polish and you let yourself be vulnerable, you can shine that much more brightly. So
fantastic.
It's about being brilliant. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I wish I was in Melbourne. I could go to that one too, but not this year. Well, thank you so much, Amy, for taking the time to speak to us. I'm really excited, and I'm sure everyone watching is as well, that you're coming down to both New Zealand and Australia. One final thing, are you doing some workshops and tours after Wanderlust in Australia? Is that correct?
Actually, before, so I'll be in Sydney the very last weekend of February, so in just less than 10 days.
Right.
And then I have a teacher training, an advanced teacher training in Melbourne. All of these are at Bar Body.
Okay.
BARRE body.com, I think it is. And then we may be announcing some extra stuff in Sydney around mid-month. I'll let you all know. You can tune into my website and that info will be there if we do in fact do some guest appearances in Sydney. And then nothing proposed for New Zealand other than the conference with Wanderlust.
Wanderlust, excellent.
Yeah.
So if people are interested in those Australian workshops, etc., they can still sign up. They're still open for registration?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
All right, fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much, and
thanks for having me.
My pleasure, and I'll be seeing you at Wanderlust soon.
So looking forward to it.